Well, it seems we can't reach Vanessa, but some members of the New Patriotic Party have taken to the streets to demonstrate what they say is selective justice in the ruling party. Now, they're clad in black and red clothing. And the demonstration started at the forecourt of the Supreme Court, and they're roaming the streets of Accra to drum home their concerns.
We are currently approaching
about the impartiality and inconsistency in justice delivery. Now we have Vanessa Edutumpuaten on the line. Hello, Vanessa. Tell me, what can you report?
I had to present a petition to the presidency on what they termed as a democracy under attack. Well, I had conversation with notable members of the New Patriotic Party, the likes of Dennis Miracle Sabwaji, and he noted that free speech is under attack. He said free speech is under attack, and that it will get to a time where people will be scared to talk because they fear that whatever thing they say, they'll be arrested. Well, the issue has been that, like I said, I spoke to some members of the New Patriotic Party. They are all complaining that they believe selective justice is happening in the system. So in your short, the Ghana Police Service, these are the security personnel deployed to, as it were, take control of the demonstration to ensure safety and security of demonstrators. So far, nothing has happened, nothing bad has happened. It's been a peaceful atmosphere. There has not been any brutality. Police have been professional. Demonstrators has also managed to be to make the demonstration as peaceful as possible. It's interesting to note that the minority in Parliament, Alexander Afenyomakin, has mentioned that he has shot the former
Well, my colleague Vanessa will bring us more on the reports on the democracy under attack protest happening live right now. But let's move on to other stories. And the Greater Accra Regional Security Council, led by the Greater Accra Regional Minister, has visited selected flood-affected communities to assess the aftermath of the national two-day cleanup exercise. Now, the council has evaluated flood mitigation measures, monitored environmental sanitation, and engaged stakeholders on the sustaining the gains made to reduce the impact of future flooding. Let's take a listen.
We all see how the people have come closer to it. Okay, there's no way for you to start to, even if Western House is supposed to do it. That particular drain is not AMA who's supposed to work on the drain, as my colleagues told you. So we will clear the place for Western House to help me to do the judging that.
The first stop was the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, where the council assessed the level of sanitation in parts of the capital and reviewed the works that still needs to be done to improve waste management and prevent flooding. Head of Waste Management at the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Solomon Noy, explained the current situation and outlined measures being implemented to improve waste collection and maintain clean drainage systems.
With time, they gradually started encroaching, and that is how it has become difficult to make sure that once World Bank is involved, definitely the safeguards, they will not compromise. So we have to take bold steps by making sure that we protect the buffer. Because no matter what we do, once the buffer is not there, you cannot do any serious.
From the AMA, the team proceeded to Ablekuma Central, although the drains were found to be relatively clean. Officials observed that scrap dealers and other encroachers had taken over drainage buffer zones, raising concerns about future flood risk if the encroachment are not addressed.
To the main drain, that's the storm drain, and it's because of the dredging that we have been appealing to Western Housing Minister to help us so that dredging masters will come back to site. And when that is done, most of the minor drains from the communities will now come, will flow easily. Because this is actually the downstream. You are seeing this because this place happens to be the downstream. So whatever people are throwing up there, this is where it comes to settle.
The inspection continued to Alajo in the Ayawaso Central Municipality, one of the communities that has experienced recurrent flooding over the years. There, the council assessed ongoing sanitation efforts and the condition of drains as part of measures to minimize flood risk. The day's exercise concluded at Chado in the Ladadikotopo municipality, where officials interacted with local authorities and residents on the need to sustain environmental sanitation and protect drainage channels from indiscriminate dumping and encroachment.
Doing dredging from the source where our boundary with Lekma starts and all along through to where it meets the Crystal Lagoon itself. So we're doing continuous dredging. Just turn it back and you see that we've done lots of work on it. We've excavated deeper, so we're able to collect more water that comes from upstream. And after the floods as well, we've continued the desilting.
The Regional Security Council says the inspection forms part of a broader strategy to strengthen flood preparedness, enforce sanitation regulations, and ensure that the gains made during the National 2-Day Cleanup Exercise are sustained. Shadrach Odame Ejari, Metro News, Accra.
And moving on, the Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Oklu says despite ongoing desilting and cleanup exercises across several districts, flood risks remain high due to persistent refuse dumping and illegal structures obstructing major drains. She announced that a major demolition exercise is to be undertaken with the Accra Mayor next week, which will target squatters and unauthorized structures along waterways to create the required buffer zones and reduce the risk of flooding during the rainy season.
We've done quite a number of the district, and what I can say is that we still have work to do because some of the debris are still there. It needs to be managed. And then also we've also tasked some of the NCEs to make sure that, because when we go to Ayawaso Central, you notice that the major drain over there, you can see that people are still dumping refuse there, and so our attention should be there so that we wouldn't have any casualties in it rains. So our MCs are doing so well to make sure that we wouldn't have, even if there is a disaster, it should be minimized. And so we are trying our best to make sure that we minimize flooding in the Greater Accra.
When you go to the Agbogboshi area, we saw the Galloway section. Some work hasn't been done yet. We are yet to see any work being done over there. However, you can see some structures also mounting the buffer zone. We spoke to some of the officials from the assembly who advised that if it should be desilted, they would need.
The team has been started already. They've already started. The 48 engineers. The military are taking it. They are everywhere. And so the fact that they are not loud doesn't mean that they are.
Now to a top story of the day, the Obuasi Municipal Security Council has ordered the immediate disclosure of Obuasi Secondary Technical School following a violent students' riot that left the headmaster critically injured as 6 students have been arrested in connection with the attack. The headmaster, Abdullahi Zakaria, sustained severe head injuries when a section of the student's body attacked him with cutlasses over rumors that he had secretly buried an infant on the school premises. Abdullahi Zakaria was initially rushed to the Anglo Gold Ashanti Hospital in Obuasi before being transferred to the Komfanoche Teaching Hospital in Kumasi for advanced emergency treatment. Municipal Chief Executive Fostilava Piakanin announced the shutdown following an emergency security meeting at the school campus. She confirmed that authorities are completing a mandatory roll call before sending all students home to allow security agents.
So far, we've been able to curb the situation. The school is calm. Everywhere is calm, but we are planning together with the regional educational director, together with Obuasi educational director. At the moment, we are doing a roll call. After the roll call, we will ask everybody to go home whilst we'll continue with the investigation.
The violence extended to widespread vandalism across the campus, including severe damage to school property and the destruction of the headmaster's private vehicle. Heavy police personnel have been deployed to the school, successfully restoring order, though all academic activities remain suspended indefinitely. The Ashanti Regional Police Command has launched an investigation into both the brutal assault and vandalism, as well as the initial infanticide allegations that triggered the violence. Let's take some sanitation stories, and World Vision Ghana has begun consultations with stakeholders in the water, sanitation and hygiene sector to finalize a children's sanitation manifesto designed to empower children to advocate for better sanitation in their communities. The initiative seeks to empower children to become active advocates for improved sanitation in their schools, communities, ensuring that their voices are heard directly rather than through adults.
Speaking at a stakeholder validation workshop on the draft Children's Sanitation Manifesto, organizers said the manifesto is being developed in collaboration with partners including the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, the Ghana Education Service, the School Health Education Program, the Sanitation and Water Project, Council Media and the Zumblion Foundation. WASH technical specialist at World Vision Ghana, Yao Ata Ahin, said the organization believes children have an important role to play in influencing positive behavioral change and shaping policies that affect their future. He explained why children need their own sanitation manifesto.
Now, whilst we have the child sanitation diplomat, he has also made it a key campaign message to develop a manifesto for children of Ghana, which will be used by successive diplomats to engage in child-led advocacy. And we believe that through this, we will be able to secure the highest political prioritization, we'll be able to secure the highest socio-cultural prioritization, and then it will give a voice to the children and focus, so that if a policymaker wants to even refer to the needs of children, this will be a good reference point.
He expressed concern over Ghana's sanitation situation, noting that open defecation remains at 17.7%, while only 25.3% of households have access to basic sanitation facilities.
Open defecation, for example, which should have been a thing of the past, is currently standing at 17.7%. according to the Population and Housing Census 2021, which is, unacceptable. Elsewhere, you can't even mention open defecation because it doesn't exist. Even on the African continent, we are one of the highest when it comes to open defecation, to the extent that countries like Burkina Faso are even overtaking us. And so I think we owe it a duty. We owe it a duty and a responsibility to ensure that we all contribute to improvements in our sanitation situation.
Award-winning child sanitation diplomat Ataldos Sun Kutana says the manifesto will serve as a blueprint for most children-led sanitation campaigns for the sake of future generations.
For us as children, because it's an opportunity to prove that our voices matter. We are here today because we have ideas. We have gone through both good and bitter situations, and we have the ability to propose solutions that can help build a cleaner, healthier and more dignified future for every child in our country. This Children's Sanitation Manifesto has been my flagship project throughout my tenure as a child sanitation diplomat. I have devoted most of the mandate to speaking about inspiration and technical support to develop these documents to serve as a blueprint for most children-led sanitation campaigns for the sake of future cohesion.
The document is expected to drive focused child-led advocacy and influence policy decision for improved environmental sanitation in Ghana.
And the Ghana Airports Company Limited has launched a major crackdown on extortion at the nation's airports, introducing a new mystery shopping initiative and a public name and shame policy. Under the strict directives announced by any personnel caught soliciting unofficial payments will be publicly exposed in the media, face immediate termination, and be permanently banned from working within any airport premises across the country.
Complaints of unauthorized cash requests and persistent begging at airport terminals have long sparked outrage among travelers and tourism operators. Now, airport authorities are drawing a firm line. Following the recent dismissal of 2 car park attendants caught extorting money from passengers at the Accra International Airport, the Ghana Airports Company Limited and key state agencies, including some national institutions, have agreed to zero-tolerance enforcement. Central to the new measure is a dedicated public reporting hotline 05421 756 36, available for calls, WhatsApp and SMS. Passengers experiencing extortion are urged to immediately report the date, time, location and name of the officer involved. Officials say undercover mystery shoppers will monitor checkpoints with violators set to be publicly identified through national media outlets. The move aims to clean up operational standards, protect passenger trust and strengthen Ghana's position as West Africa's primary aviation and logistics hub.
Let's take some social stories. And the District Chief Executive for Adaklu, Jerry Yao Ameko, has challenged leaders in the country to be truthful to the people they serve in order to promote peace, unity, and accelerated development in their communities. He made these remarks during a commemorative service held in the honor of the late Chief Apostle Archibald Waku Dankwa, founder of Word Ministry International.
Speaking to the media during the commemorative service, the district's chief executive for Adaklu, Jerry Yao Ameko, emphasized the need for leaders to be honest, transparent, and accountable to the people they serve. He stressed that such qualities are essential for fostering peace, unity, and sustainable development in communities across the country.
I am a DC. Another person has another appointment serving the public good. If we are believers in what Christ teaches, then we should demonstrate that in our leadership. And so we should be truthful to the people we represent.
He further stated that when Christians demonstrate and live according to the teachings of God's word, peace, love, and unity will prevail in their communities, ultimately contributing to national development and progress.
I believe that love will prevail and reign in our homes. I believe that peace will prevail in our communities. And when we have peace, and when people have love for one another, love for the nation, that tells you what the huge outcome it will bring to us as a people. So if we are Christians, we shouldn't just be Christians by word or by what we wear. It should be by we should show by practicality. We should demonstrate it. We should live it. What did the teachings of the word show us? What is it? What is the word to us?
The daughter of the late Chief Apostle Dankwa, Pastor Mabel Dankwa Notokbe, advised the current generation, especially pastors, to emulate the virtues of selflessness, diligence, sacrifice, and unwavering faith in God.
My advice to our current generation, especially pastors, is that he was selfless, diligent, very sacrificial. If we can go far, we need to put self aside. We need to depend on the Holy Spirit, the Word of God, and also be selfless in everything. And the Lord will every day honor our request.
She urged them to depend on the word of God in their ministries, assuring them that the Lord would honor their efforts and grant success in their calling.
And the Chief Executive Officer of Maxwell Investment Group, Dr. Maxwell Ampon, has been officially installed by the Kona Traditional Council as the Obuafohene with the still name Nana Akudjo Mafo Ampon I to help strengthen traditional leadership and promote development within the area. The installment of the business mogul, according to the Traditional Council, forms part of the vision of the Chief of Kona, Nana Akudjo Yadom Kumenin IV, to accelerate development in Kona and contribute to the progress of Ansantaman under the leadership of Otumfuo Seidu II.
Addressing the gathering at the Kumanin Palace at Kona in the Setra South District of the Ashanti region, the Chief of Kona, Nana Akudjo Yadom Kumanin IV, called on natives of the area, both home and abroad, to invest in their hometown to support its development, while encouraging citizens to channel the resources into projects that would create employment opportunities, improve infrastructure, and enhance the living standards of the people. He also stressed that sustainable development can only be achieved through unity, commitment, and active participation by all citizens. He, however, urged the people of Kona to support the newly installed Obuafohene in his efforts to advance the growth and prosperity of the traditional area.
The next project, I am addressing no namaye. Sabana besoma se na wabeboa me a or how be any ho. Na abaya abasu braba na anu ye. Ama yakate sword. A oye market. Ogusu ye. Empire na yesre ni ahoden. Se market no obetimi ayama ye. Na yatimi agidwa wo.
Swearing the oath of allegiance, Nana Akudjo Mafo Ampon I pledged to serve the people of Kona with honesty, humility, and dedication. He also promised to champion development initiatives, protect the interests of the community, as well as work closely with the traditional authorities and other stakeholders to promote peace, unity, and progress.
I am availing myself to the Nana Konahene and, of course, our Otumfuo to assist in making Asantaman Asantaman. Nana Konahene has been the Konahene of Kona for over a decade. A lot has happened. Our work is one to support and to make sure that everything that is happening, we do the best that we can to make it progress.
The tremendous recognition by the Kona Traditional Council highlights the outstanding leadership in transforming society.
Well, that's it for the news updates. My name is Natasha Jamra. We'll go for a quick break. Good afternoon, Ghana continues after.
The pulse of a nation, rising, unshaken. When the Black Stars take the world stage, we don't just play, we bring the storm. Fuel the dream. Support the Black Stars. Storm Energy Drink. Make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manfo. Kale Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is a hobby, a man is swing, and a sansu mama hoto so a will bedroom.
Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kale Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302-998-246 or 0561 032 252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
Madam, I'm looking for Abena.
Abena, there's someone looking for you.
Madam, please, where's Abena?
Abena, yes, ma'am. Is this who you are looking for?
Madam, please get me Abena. Please.
Della. Abena, bra. Abena.
Oh, Abena. If it's not Abena rice, I can't eat any of that.
Abena rice and Nijin Kwa. FDA, I say that in cracks with that.
We're kicking your year off
in all her glory
with more because we got you.
You get it?
You know that we got kicks, we got scores, we got action, we got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama, we got fun. We got more for everyone with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
Ghana, Greater Accra, Gamashi. Are you ready for the biggest festival carnival in Ghana? Is the Gahomo Carnival 2026. Starting from Thursday 6th to Sunday 9th of August 2026. The heartbeat of Ghana will echo from Jamestown Manchabola, flowing through the historic Atanos High Street back to Lighthouse. Witness and experience 4 unforgettable days, 1 historic destination. Gamashi, 6th August, Red Thursday, so be the legendary homecoming procession. 7th August, White Friday, yeah. Dress in white and experience the Twin Festival, culture, tradition, and music. Saturday, 8th August, Homowa Red Saturday, the grand climax. Join thousands in the sea of red and display of royalty as Galhashi comes alive with spectacular sprinkling of popoi, followed by a mega concert featuring Ghana's biggest music stars. Sunday, Owala, come dressed in white, a day of thanksgiving, reconciliation, and a powerful gospel concert to crown Homowa, celebrating 200 years of Katamanso. Date 6th to 9th August. Venue Jamestown Manchabona. Crowd is calling. Gamashi is waiting. Don't just hear it. Come and live it. For vendorship slots, call.
Main Media Partners.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Maini Tumpo.
At the Venture Capital Trust Fund, we hold one belief that when the last tree dies, the last business dies. And this belief penetrates through our investment decision making, and for which reason VCTF is highly particular about the environmental, social, and governance considerations of our businesses, our portfolio companies, and what they do. Indeed, I take this opportunity to invite you to the Ghana Sanitation and Clean Environment Conference, which is happening on the 21st of August this year at the CD Conference Center, University of Ghana. I will be there, so see you there. Thank you.
Well, welcome back. Many thanks for joining us here on Good Afternoon Ghana with me, Desmond Okreko-Danso. And today is the 6th of August, 2026. And today is a sad day for the nation. As always, a year ago, at this time, I remember very well, I was in the studio to talk about the unfortunate incident that had happened, regarding gallant 8 men who were in that helicopter that crashed last year. And it was a very tough moment for the nation. And we went through all the mourning and all of that. A year on, an interfaith memorial service has been held earlier today at the UPS auditorium in honor of the 8 persons we lost from that crash. And that reminds us that there's a duty for all of us, because these persons were on duty for the nation. And it's all about the issue of Galamsey. Before I wrap up on the show today, I'll share my thoughts on that. A year on, what have we done in honor of them? It is also on this day, the 6th of August 2026, that the New Patriotic Party has put together a massive protest right from the dawn of today, in protest of the democracy of this country. According to the party, they say that democracy is under attack under this current administration led by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. And so yesterday, as we spoke to the Deputy National Communications Director for the party, George Kobi Asante, he shared with us what was to be expected today. My colleagues have been on the ground following the protest. I will take a look at that. When we come, we will talk about the situation from Antieku, Santa Maria. My colleague Ikuya Bibio put together a report, and we're here to interrogate or to speak to some of the residents about the situation a few weeks on what has happened there. And then we'd later engage Jonathan Asante-Okyere, Dr. Jonathan Asante-Okyere, on a year on after the death of these gallant men and the protest being held by the NPP. So let's just take a look at the protest which began earlier this morning, just around the Supreme Court complex, and then later we'll engage our correspondents on the ground.
Why do you believe sincerely that our democracy is under attack?
Our democracy is under attack for a few reasons. The first and foremost is our human rights. And we feel that President John Mahama is being very unfair to Ghanaians. First of all, I want to start with the way that the president is the one who is the reason for some of these things happening. I remember very well, recently, Dr. Bawumia, somebody was charged for insulting him. Dr. Bawumia said, "Not in my name, release the person." NDC have been going around saying that Dr. Bawumia does not have the right to free anybody for criminal charges. But they don't know history. In this country, in 2010, a certain Edujensi went and said some things about President Atta Mills. Atta Mills said, "Not in my name," and freed him. In 2011, John Kuma also said a few things of blessed memory. Atta Mills said, "Not in my name." So if these things are happening under your regime and you pretend that you are asleep, then President John Mahama, this is happening in your name. Why am I also saying this? When people are arrested, what we know is that they go to Yoko, then they are sent to court within 48 hours. So the court will either remand them or grant them bail. But under this government, Yoko will arrest you, they will give you unbailable funds like 50 million cedis, $5 million. Is this reasonable? And then they keep you there for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and then when you are bailed, eventually nothing happens. This is democracy under attack. We are also complaining about the fact that we sat in this country. Recently, the case of Sedina Tamaklo. We all saw the evidence that was presented in the court. The evidence said money left an account. The evidence said the money went to a rural bank. Evidence said the money was taken again from the rural bank. Evidence said they met Madam Sedina at the Bachona Total filling station. She gave them a receipt, but yet till today the money has not gone to Maslow. Isn't that evidence? In law, we call that direct evidence, not circumstantial evidence. And yet, with Wontumi, on the say-so of somebody who accused him of having granted him the right to mine, when Wontumi's word was that he told him to go and plant coconut. We have seen the coconut, 300 acres of coconut. And yet, as for Chairman Wontumi's circumstantial evidence against the direct evidence of Sedina Tamaklo, Wontumi has been put in jail for 20 years. Now let me ask Ghanaians, when somebody is facilitating something, for example, you facilitate murder, you open the door, the person who committed the murder, can he be given a plea bargain to go home? No. What happens is, instead of the death penalty, you give them life imprisonment. Or maybe instead of life imprisonment of 40 years, you reduce his sentence to 20 years because of the fact that he aided. But you cannot let him go free, and the man who facilitated, supposedly, circumstantially, rather goes to jail for 20 years.
We need to propose any reform. We already have an already existing constitution, a legal document that is supposed to make sure that there is protection of fundamental human rights. We don't need any reform. Chapter 5 of the 1992 Constitution has enshrined a number of fundamental human rights that is supposed to be enjoyed by you and I. I don't need a reform. The President of the Republic of Ghana, his appointees, should go and learn what the Chapter 5 of the 1992 Constitution is talking about. It guarantees freedom. It guarantees rights. It guarantees freedom and rights that are supposed to be enjoyed by ordinary Ghanaians. We don't need any reform.
Why does the NPP believe that there is a selective justice?
You and I know that you cannot weaponize bail condition to detain people. For the first time in the history and annals of this country, that you have bail conditions being set at a level about 50 million, 80 million, 100 million and so. Where are you going to get 50 million from? And so, the Constitution is a legal document that is supposed to bring us together as one people, not to divide us. It is not supposed to be used as a way of ensuring undemocratic governance. That is not what we are looking for.
Today's gathering, how do you think it will change the democracy of the country going forward, especially when you say Ghana's democracy is under attack?
Well, the democracy is under attack to the extent that citizens don't feel equal before the law. Is a problem. That's a fundamental tenet of democracy, that all citizens must be equal before the law. I believe that the good nature of our President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is not shining through his administration. The selectivity is too much. We need to have our democracy and keep it. All citizens must be equal before the law. The selective justice is going to destroy our democracy, and we believe that at the end of today, the message would have been sent clear, loud and clear, that Ghana, we want our democracy and we want to keep it. What we are doing now with a selective justice will not help anybody. It will destroy our democracy, and we hope that by the end of today, His Excellency the President will get a message loud and clear from the street.
Increasingly, over the past 1.5 years, what is happening in this country? We have a government that promises to be very equitable in the dispensation of justice. But they come, and the first thing that they do is to free those of their compatriots who were before the courts being tried. They free all of them. And then thereafter, they pounce on the opponents, right? And when they are arrested, they set outrageous bail conditions never seen before in this country. And then they, on very flimsy grounds, are incarcerating them. For instance, the Wontumi case. We believe in the rule of law. And if anybody is found foul of the law, that person should face the penalties accordingly. But not on trumped up charges, which is what we are saying. Now we have seen what has happened to Senator Ntamaku.
Leader, on illegal mining, we have always been saying that go after the kingpins. The government is saying that what Wontumi did was essentially to be a kingpin and allow people to mine illegally.
You see, you go and arrest somebody on the field, allegedly doing galamsey. You discover gold, the person claims it's his. You discover excavators, the person claims it's his. Pickups, the person claims it's his. Even ammunition and guns, the person claims they are his, right? And then you then come to some understanding with the prime person that you have arrested to agree with him. I'm going to use you as a prosecution witness against this person. What has happened is like somebody caught in murdering somebody, right? And then instead of prosecuting the person who has committed murder, you say that who gave you this machete? Who gave you this cutlass, this sharpening cutlass to do this? He said, oh, it's this person. And then you go after the person who gave you the machete. You go after the person who gave you the machete and leave the person who committed the murder. That is what we find outrageous, and that is what we are complaining about.
Well, Honorable, you have been in the political arena. You've been in the political arena for a very long time. What is different from previous years in this year? What do you think has changed this year that necessitated this action?
What has changed is the selectivity. What has changed is the trumped up charges. Even when the prosecution is not able to lead evidence to criminalize somebody, the suspect.
Why do you think that Ghana's democracy is under attack, especially when you are just out of power?
When you go out of power and you sit back, in fact, any meaningful person who loves Ghana will see what is going on. We have over 9 cases that the president and his team have filed a nolle prosequi. Look at the amount of monies that the Attorney General told us that they were negotiating to do a 60-40. We don't even know whether the monies have been paid. We don't know what is going on. But they believe that anybody who says anything about them, that they don't like the way governance is going, should be arrested. What didn't they say about Nana Addo? They called him names. They called Dr. Bawumia names. They called him a liar, to the fact that they made it as a tag to go into records that he's the biggest liar in Ghana. He didn't prosecute anyone. He didn't arrest anyone. In fact, he says that when you go into governance, these are some of the mishaps you get. So focus and do your work. But look at our brothers today. When you say they are not governing well, then you are arrested. When you say things are not going the way you expect it to go, then you are arrested. The promises they've given us, the jobs they said they were giving us, the what do you call it? The 24-hour economy they said they were giving us. Up to now, nothing has been done. 1 year, 6 months down the line, we are not seeing what is going on. And all that we see is that the president is traveling here, the president is traveling there. Today is 1 year, exactly 1 year that you lost 2 prominent ministers. 2 prominent, 1 defense minister. Up to now, you haven't taken a defense minister. Is that serious governance? Is that serious governance? It tells you that, yes, democracy is under attack. Because he doesn't care about the people. He cares about himself and his brother. And how you can give him a big push. He's told us that when you are in government or when you are the president and you sort your brothers out, when you are out of government, they look after you. That's what he said Nana Addo was doing. Apparently, he was coming to do it and do it in a bigger pusher way. So this is what we are seeing. It tells us that they are not ready to govern. All they want to do is to acquire wealth for themselves and walk out. Ghanaians, we should wisen up. Ghanaians, we should be bold to say it. We don't care if thousands of us are arrested. We will say it and say it and say it again. Because Ghana belongs to all of us, not to a selected few who think now they are in government, so they are on top of it. I don't believe that is governance.
And now we have 2 sets of Ghana.
Right.
A favorable Ghana for NDC members and an unfavorable Ghana for the opposition party. Selective justice is what we are seeing in this country, whereby members of the New Patriotic Party are being arrested, detained, and arraigned capriciously before the courts. To the extent that when members of our party are arrested, detained, atrocious bail conditions are set forth for them. We believe that democracy is supposed to ensure fairness. We believe that democracy is to ensure that when someone finds himself at the wrong side of the law, there should be fairness, irrespective of the political party a person belongs to. Members of the New Patriotic Party are being persecuted, where people within the NDC who have committed crime and the court has found them guilty are being set free. This is not the kind of Ghana we all want to see. This is not the kind of Ghana we all wish for. So today we are here to let the whole world know that the Ghana that Jerry Rawlings left, the Ghana that John Ajay Kufuor left, the Ghana that John Atta Mills left, the Ghana that Akufo-Addo left is not what we are witnessing today. In fact, we are going through a difficult moment as a country. And we want you to know that it bestows on all of us to protect our democracy that we have all suffered to bring to this country. So this morning, this is a petition on behalf of the New Patriotic Party to His Lordship. We believe that this document will not be thrown away, but rather His Lordship and the Judicial Council will take their time, go through the issues that we have raised, and for the sake of our country, for the sake of our democracy, they will advise the government. As an arm of government, it is the duty of the judiciary to make sure that they protect our fundamental human rights as citizens of this country. Thank you very much.
I wish to acknowledge receipt of your petition coming from the New Patriotic Party for the attention and consideration of the Chief Justice and the Judicial Service. I assure you that I will deliver the documents, and when there is a need for us to respond to you, we shall duly do so. And thank you for using this occasion to come to us peacefully, not being violent, not being abusive. Your political statements, I'll reserve that for you and the politicians. We in the court are independent, and we assure you will continue to be independent for the survival of our democracy. Thank you so much for coming. I wish you the best of luck in this demonstration, hoping that this is going to be peaceful throughout.
Yes,
thank you.
May even join us.
I wish you all the best.
Can you say it?
Messi, me kapa wumi a wose power me say Baumia, 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 power, power, Baumia, power, power, Baumia, 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 power, 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 power. Oh yeah, Baumia, Baba. Oh yeah, Baumia, Baba. Mami Chief Justice. Semani India Rahu Kra. Nyame ya Dumua 2028. Baumia Baba power. Nobody afane Juma Mesisai. Some constituency with the MPP. Now Kukudrona ya Juma MPP. Ending the youth na come the omo. Almost 25 economy. Almost to me ayashi. Almost 1 job 3 shift. Almost to me ayashi. Say ya kukudro. Ya kaya hupom. Na ya china. Ya papa Dr. Baumia. Obaba power. Na wunsuwa ya day. Umato. Kukudu. Ya fa sumji enanti. Na add for Yoko dear. Add for Yoko dear. Out for Yoko dear.
Those are visuals from the NPP's demonstration held today, where they say that democracy is under attack. My colleague Vanessa Edotum-Boateng has been following that, so you saw her speak to some members of the NPP, while the General Secretary of the party, lawyer Justin Frimpong Kodia, presented their petition to the judiciary, and as was received on behalf of the Chief Justice and the Judicial Council there. And the last bit of that, where you saw the minority leader in Parliament, Alexander Apeyomarkin, hyping up the crowd for the party. And so we understand that currently they are at the Jubilee House to present their petition, and would bring you more details on that subsequently when we are able to connect with Vanessa Edotum-Boateng on the ground. And then later we'll engage Dr. Jonathan Asante-Ocho. He's a political analyst. He's also a lecturer at the University of Cape Coast on this when we have him. But for now, we're back in here in studio, and we're going to have a conversation about a situation in Santa Maria Antieku. So after the floods on the 29th of June, my colleague Equia Abibio visited the area, and there were a series of complaints about what the area had become, the fact that there are no drains, they aren't getting the attention from the assembly to fix their drains. And so that is the Central Development and Flood Action Coalition have come together, and they're saying that fix our drainages demo. And we have them in studio, but let's share with you the initial story that my colleague Equia Abibio found.
I know some power.
Behind these tears is a story of loss, frustration, and a community asking a painful question: why does every heavy rainfall end in destruction? This is Antieku Santa Maria, a community that was once untouched by the devastation of floods, now at the center of growing concerns over drainage challenges and rising flood waters.
Behind me are frustrated residents of Antieku Lane 5 who say they can no longer endure the devastating impact of the persistent flooding situation in their community. I'm going to hear from them directly what their concerns are. Hi, you're live on Metro News.
Thank you.
Now, tell us how dire the situation is over here.
Choboy! Choboy! Yes, we are at Anya and Tieku, close to the central municipality. In fact, we are dying. We are dying. Because the whole place gets flooded when it rains. Our rooms get flooded, the roads get flooded, and the desalted gutter is choked.
As I interacted with residents, they continued to pour out their grievances, recounting how the recurring floods have disrupted their daily lives.
When it rains, they have to carry old women at the back, like as if they are babies, in order to get them out of their houses. Many times we have been given such promises. Oh, we'll do it just after the rains. We have become like the proverbial vulture. The moment the rains ends, then we are forgotten. The only thing that happens is that when there are things that happen in people's houses, water goes into people's houses, then you see NADMO with maybe a 5 kg of rice.
Let me also move to another resident. What do you think should be done immediately to solve the situation?
Mama country what? And can I say, assembly I had Anya so to Antieku. Municipal assembly. Government school never high. In so sister, you need come up for beer. Yes, Ram, say near a hanka, the whole Ghana a crown one among country. Ye who I bay you. In so to see ya, say a ton of drum Mr. Mironia Copa to me. Maybe I would just have a ground we are. And yet, I knew any pan a sign you never feel you, who's soon a filia. In so to assembly never started so see them. I'm about to Jim pay a common fast of a jeep in May, but common fast I got a money. In so to say, Obana framework, Mijis Alote, their friends, the corner with that Alote said, Daya, Nibana, and if you are her, Mijis over Yahasi. A moody, a campaign. Kakra campaign, no more by West Basse, Miunia, Mayaha, Mirina, Mayakwawe, Abamibaha, 21 good years, a com. Good. A quaway, a moon yet. A quantity yet, a quantity the mofa. Gata no dey mo ye mo ka kire pa gwa semi ma alote July room up to August say alote am be fact excavator bi sisa na say bit after so to kunya kopo ya buaye on fa obi ba bia ye fa ye mai bia on fa obia but say ye twa alote so bi bo hu asara ko fast excavator se be sira me do na kopo me siu. The
anger expressed by these residents reflects the growing frustration over what they describe as years of neglect. While some have threatened to take matters into their own hands, others say they want immediate action.
We have been neglected. Yes. Enti ni alote no say o enya de obetumi apie since oba ekwa yenhu ni say o fa site bia we say ahani ahana ana say area bi a tete say otumi ye adwuma ho adenti mi ho adwuma mo ye. The only thing is our office one now rubbish structures wo at the this assembly hall. Enti
that is a platform, you know. Avoid using words like rubbish.
No, it's rubbish. Yes, I will use it because yet means ensure my demo. Then they will tell us I've paid almost 100 million for my this resident permit. The money is there. All my plans are there. They've not given me that here is waterlogged my food. Are they crazy?
An elder of the Church of Pentecost, Ebenezer Assembly, Alexander Nabri, also shared how the persistent flooding has affected church activities.
For the last 2 rains, in fact, it affected the church a lot. It broke all our doors, brought all the chairs out, all our instruments, everything is destroyed. And about 2 Sundays, even getting to 3 Sundays, we couldn't fellowship here.
Their stories are different, but the message is the same.
Omuka say relief bi beba. Ya show ni mo omu ba ha na domofo ba ha be choro din na nso omu choro din ko ye no. Ye nti omunka.
Edua ni ade to ho, edua bi ada ho yi. Ni ade to ho, ti wo de afro ho na no de asiso. Ni asi aburusen so ma twen but the issue hana what is wabu
to the esi wana no or the esi duano so no obi atwe wa abrosan so.
We have just 2 weeks to end July. Therefore, if nothing is done by the end of July, then action will be taken.
For these residents, the flooding is more than a seasonal challenge. It is a recurring threat that demands a lasting solution.
So, boy, hey, hey,
Right, so that was the story from my colleague Ikuya Bebu about 3 weeks ago when she visited the area after the June 29 floods that happened. And joining me in studio are members of this coalition and residents of the area. I have in here Alexander Kwame Nabil. Thank you very much for joining us, and also Mr. Edu Amwako. Thank you. And we have Reverend Thomas Kofi Kosa and also Benjamin Wood in the studio, supporting but it must be really difficult. I mean, watching that all over again, what you went through on the 29th of June. Let me begin with you, Mr. Nabil. Just share with us your story as a person, how this the floods affected your home.
Yeah. I'll start with, since the year 2000, I have been in this community.
Okay.
And we were not experiencing these floods until they constructed Awoshi to Pokuyasi Road. Then they directed all the water from Palace Town through the Anya Market to the community. And also some water from Antieku down there. Also water comes from there. Then you will take another one from Desert Hospital area. All these waters were directed to our community. And so after this construction, we started experiencing flooding.
Okay, so this was in what year?
That means, I think that was the year 2010 around there.
Okay.
2000 around there, yeah, I quite remember.
Okay, so that was when they finished the road, and then
yes,
you started experiencing the floods.
This floods. And actually, we have been through this, and we have talked to the authorities going up and down. As of now, we have not heard anything. And I, for instance, have been to the flood. I have experienced it about 3 or 4 times since then. And the last one, that's the 29th June flood. It was almost on my knee. So almost everything in my room all got soaked because of this. And I'm also a fellowship with the Church of Pentecost, Ebenezer Assembly.
Okay.
And I tell you, just saw what happened over there.
The story.
And as I'm speaking, even our instrument, everything is down. When we go to church, we find it even difficult to worship because of the flood.
Okay.
And as I'm saying, we have been following on this thing, talking about it, going to the district assembly or Innovate. Nothing has been done about it.
But when you go, do they listen? Are they there to welcome welcome you and listen to your plea?
Yeah, when you go, you will meet them and they will tell you that, oh, okay, we will come and do something about it. But this year budget, it was not budgeted for your area. That's all what they say. And even the last one, they promised this July they will be doing something there. But as at now, nothing has been heard from there.
Let me bring you, Mr. Duamako. Also share with me how long you've been in the area and how you've been affected by this.
Okay. I'm a homeowner.
Okay.
So I have a property there. I've been there for about 26, 27 years. Yeah. And this problem, as my colleague said earlier on, it became a very difficult problem when the construction from Pokuyasi Awoshi Road was done. And we've been having this thing persistently.
Okay.
And it's not really helping us. I will discuss this on business point of view.
Okay.
I have a little business there.
Okay.
And I have seen over the years the impact it has made towards the business. For the last, let's say, 5 years, the business has gone down. I've got a guest house over there. And every time it rains, people used to patronize the area very well. But because of this problem, everything is going down. When it rains, as he said, the whole area gets flooded completely. The 29th June one is an exceptional because it rained for such a long time. It went on for about 8 hours or so. Luckily, when it rains, in the past, I wasn't experiencing rain coming to my property.
Okay.
It stays outside and the road gets flooded, so it passes somewhere. I have a garden area. That's the only time it went. But this time around, it passed there, went through one of the back doors, and water came inside, which was really, really. So it's not good for business.
Okay.
I personally have been to the municipality a few times. I mean, I went there about 3 months ago. They asked me to draft a letter, did that, and put it. And they said they will come and inspect. Everything you do, like my colleague said, they will give you that promise, but nothing happens.
Has been done about it.
Yeah. It's really, really not a good place to do business.
So from the videos we see and from what you're seeing, the drainages are not, available in the community. So the question that I would ask, just to be fair, that when you moved into the area, the drainages were not there.
Yes.
Okay.
The drainage weren't there, but we have done it a little bit pieces to put some small gutters
by yourselves.
By ourselves, and they have a big gutter that some of this thing will go and drain to that. But apparently there are problems with that, so they don't flow properly. So I think it's a matter of attention for the Gan Central Municipal Assembly to do it properly and give us life, because we don't have life. We are not part of Accra.
The concerns. Okay, please.
Yeah. When you look at the place needs a storm drain, and that has not been done. So now, any small rain, then it will bring sand to cover the whole place, and that will make it flat. So when we get a storm drain, I think that will go a long way to help us, so that at least all the small gutters can be directed into that storm drain. So as you see now, when you go there right now, you see the whole place is filled with silt.
Share with us how this has affected your home, because obviously the rainwater came into your homes, everything destroyed. I'm sure their children, their grandchildren. In fact, in the community, people would have to go to school and visit all of these challenges. How is it? Of course, Mr. Edward Amakwa has talked about the business aspect. Any other thing in terms of the impact it has had on you? Then from the report, we also heard that some of the relief and all of that. I'll ask if you've received that also.
When we want to talk about the impact, it has been a lot, because anytime it's flooded, a lot of things get spoiled. And as I'm speaking right now, I worked for about almost 40 years. Then I came on retirement. So that means the time I was working, the building or the house I'm living is all what I invested my money into, so that at least during my retirement, I can get some place to lay my head. And right now, when you go and look at the building, the way it's getting deteriorating is very serious.
Because of the water.
And right now, even I have one old lady in my house who is right now bedridden. What happened was their house, also the walls were broken, the water went into the house, even above window level. So they have to carry this old lady on their shoulders to my place, where at least I have some small place where they can put her. And as I'm speaking right now, she's still there, because they can't do anything about the building. And even they are afraid right now when there's small rain, because all their wall is gone. And as I'm speaking right now, there's another house just around my place there, another old lady who has been a teacher and has come to try, is getting to 90 years. The wall got broken, the house got flooded, and as I'm speaking, they also sent that old lady also to another house just around my place there. And she's still there because she can't do anything about the house. So when we want to talk about the impact, children can't go to school because the whole place right now, when you go lane 5 and Tearku lane 5 right now, you will see that the water is just on the street unless you walk in the water. When there's rain and even your children are in school, you are afraid. But you don't know what will happen to them. How even they will get to the house is a problem. I remember, you see that when it rains, people can't go to work. They can't go to market. They have to stay in the house until all the water is gone. So actually, it's affecting us a lot. And nobody is even looking at us.
Yeah, and so that's my next question. That after the floods happened, we've seen assemblies go around. In fact, the president mentioned that they need to give some relief items and all of that. Have you received any of them?
I think they assembled. I think when this came, I think they've seen that something is happening.
Okay.
Then you know where they diverted the water when they were constructing that road. That one is actually a river. They have done some distilment a little bit in that. That's what I have noticed.
Okay.
But not really a lot.
Okay.
Still not a lot has happening. So
apart from that, and what about the other items they said were giving them, the mattresses and all of those things?
They brought some relief items there, and what they were sharing of 5 kilo rice, one, and then maybe this fried or 1 liter, and then a small rubber bucket, and what I think some people get some blanket, 1 blanket, a medium-sized blanket.
That's not what you want.
So those are the things.
Those are not the things you want.
No.
Oh, but those things they can't do it. Those things I have a lot in my house. I don't need them for anything.
Okay. Wow.
But our life, that is threatened.
Yeah.
That's what we are talking
I think
about.
To be honest, after the June 29 floods, I mean the rains that came down and the floods happened, if we have had any more rains from then, thankfully, we've not necessarily had strong rains coming down after that Monday, June 29, all through July. Because if we had that again, I don't know what it would have been, especially for your community while you're saying that this situation persists. So you've gone to the assembly, trying to get the attention. They've not done anything about it.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Right, please.
That the 29th June rain was exceptional.
Right.
But what I have noticed, my observation is that every time it rains, and it rains more than an hour, that problem is there. Even though the 29th one is exceptional.
Okay.
So we can put that one aside.
Right.
That's not the main concern. The concern is that if it rains more than an hour, everywhere gets flooded. Sometimes I have to park my car, sit in my car, wait for about 2-3 hours for the rain to disappear, because it will go down after a certain time.
Okay.
Before I can drive home or I can go home.
Okay.
I'm not alone. So it's a problem that needs a big attention to that.
Our team has tried to get some response from the municipal chief executive of the Gas Central Assembly, Emmanuel Alote, but it's been unsuccessful. My colleague Ikuya Bibio and the team, we've tried to get some response from the MCE for the area on this particular issue, but we've not been able to reach for them to even know about the story and tell us what you're doing about it. And so I guess this conversation here would be one that would get to them for them to act as soon as possible. But I see the red cloth around your necks with your other colleagues, behind the scenes. you're saying that you're going to embark on a demonstration?
Yes, that's true. Because as we said, so many years now we have been trying all our best without success. So what we are planning now is our next move is, if God will, is 2nd September. We are going to demonstrate to show the world and then the whole Ghana that we are also part of Ghana and we are part of Accra. And we also pay tax. If I tell you the tax I paid for this 37 years when I was working, and then I will be in this situation. In fact, it's very sad. So our next move is demonstration. So we are asking all Santa Maria people and Tieku people, those people around Kwashibu, they should all come and join us so that we protest, so that we can get some development in our area. As for roads, we won't talk about them. They are too serious. Anytime you drive your car through there, 1 or 2, you have to go to workshop and to repair your car. I remember one time there was rain. I was coming from work. Then, when I got to the Santa Maria last stop, there was flood. I have to wait there. I stood there from 7 o'clock to 12 o'clock, midnight, before I got home because of the flood.
So you have road issues also?
Road issues is too bad.
Okay, so the demonstration would rope in all of the issues in the area?
Yeah.
Okay, so for now, the drainages, as you're asking for, a storm drain. To have all the water, go through that. Your roads, for the roads there. I am at Bawi CP. So when we talk about roads, I know what it is about. So the roads, storm drain, any other issue in the area that you're adding, as part of this demonstration?
Yeah, one thing I will say to you is that, which, in fact, when you get to the Gas Central Assembly there, you can see that we have some Ramsar site over there. And this site, we have seen that recently. They have filled some portion, and we learned that they are going to site a filling station there. When I remember this, and when I think of this, then I remember what happened at Circle. That in future, if there's a flood, and this petrol is leaking, and there's fire, what happens? That means all those at Antioch down there, it will kill all of us and our families. So in fact, actually, ask about that. Well, I don't know. We have been talking about it, and I don't know.
Okay.
But actually, the authorities looked at and gave permit for that filling station to be sited there.
Okay, right. So we'd have to wrap up. So, Mr. Duamakon, any final thing you want to add on this, then we can wrap it up.
Okay. As a businessman, I'll still continue to stress on that. We pay our business operating permit. We do the necessary things we have to do. So if we are doing something like that in the municipality, then we expect the assembly to also come to our aid and assist us so that our business will prosper.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon as we talk about this. So to the Gas Central Municipal Assembly, the residents of Antieku are not happy about the situation in the area. They're saying that fix their drainages. If not, on Wednesday, the 2nd of September, 2026 at 6 a.m., they will embark on a massive demonstration, and they'll begin from the Santa Maria last stop and end at the district assembly. So the MC for the area, my colleagues have been trying to reach you also. Please respectfully respond to us, and let's see the way forward for the people of Antigua. Thank you very much for joining us in studio. Mr. Edu Amakon here, and also Mr. Nabil, that is Alexander Kwame Nabil, as we heard from them, and also Reverend Thomas Kofi Kosa, he's the lead convener, and also a resident in the area, and Benjamin Wood is also a resident in the area behind the scenes. So thank you very much for coming. Right, so we're going to get some reactions from Dr. Jonathan Asante-Okyere on the NPP demonstration, and also the Galamsey situation a year on after we lost 8 people in that helicopter crash. Doc, good afternoon. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon.
Right, Doc. So this afternoon, we want to talk about the NPP demonstration. Say democracy is under attack. It has, from reports, been, a peaceful one. What do you make of the protest so far?
Well, Mr. Frederick, thank you very much. And good afternoon to your viewers and to your good self. I think that as far as our constitution is concerned, it is already enshrined as part of the principles of ensuring accountability, democracy, rule of law, and so on and so forth. Demonstration is always allowed, but of course you have to go through the due process to ensure that you do a demonstration. The MPP so far, I think they have conducted about 3 or 4 demonstrations so far since they got into the opposition. And I think that this one, I would say it is a typical field demonstration because it was not well thought out. It was not well organized. But
you're saying that the protest has failed?
Of course, MPP is not a small party. So when you have a report from Joy, for example, suggesting that you have hundreds of MPP people joining the demonstration, that's a failure. MPP is a party.
But Doc, from the videos you see, a mammoth number of people who turned up for this protest.
Well, if I'm citing what the Joy reporter was saying, maybe it was a little too early, but I may not have seen the afternoon footage. But that is beside the point. Now, to the extent that they were allowed to go to the Jubilee House, is that not the case?
Right.
So since when did Jubilee House not become a security zone again? Because in the period when the NPP was in power, it was marked as a security zone. When they were organizing Jubilee, whatever, we saw what happened. And so it's a democracy that is under attack. Will allow you, the same democratic process will allow you to go to the security zone, present your position or your statement, or as it were, a query, or your sentiment, and so on and so forth. Then, how do you then classify that democracy as being under attack? That is a hypocritical, it is a height of hypocrisy. Or it is just that probably they just wanted to energize their base, find out if public sentiment is with them. Of course, they are allowed to do so. But as it stands now, for me, nothing untoward has happened, and that they've been allowed to present their petition at the Jubilee House or Flagstaff House. That democracy can never be an attack.
So
and I think that they should rather bow down their heads in shame. Because some years back, not too long ago, that place was classified as a military zone, as a security zone, that did not allow demonstrators even to put forth their petition or to hand over their petition to anybody.
But Doc, you had their reasons for this protest, that it is because of situations that have happened with some of these TikTokers, and of course the recent incident with Sedina Tamaklo also. So are you saying that with what has happened, that today they've been able to go on that demonstration and nullifies the concerns they've raised?
Well, you see, let me tell you something. I listened to the General Secretary of the MPP, and he said that a competent court of jurisdiction, right, had convicted Madam Sedna Tamaklo, and she has been freed. She has been freed by who? That is gross illogicality on the part of the General Secretary. You referred to the court as the one that convicted her. Was it a kangaroo court that freed her? It was a court of appeal, the same justice process. So how do you pick and choose? That is the height of hypocrisy. It's just disingenuous on their part. I'm not holding brief for whoever the issues therein. No. What I'm holding brief for is the fact that you use the court to convict Sedna. She has been extradited into this country. She is now facing a jail sentence. She had put in an appeal process before even the NPP lost power. And now that she's been extradited into this country, she just used the same court process and then got for herself a conviction overturned. As we speak now, she's still in prison because the Attorney General of the ruling government said that he will not, wouldn't accept that ruling from the appeals court, and that is what is going on an appeal, or could even escalate to the highest, adjudicator in terms of the Supreme Court. So it's not surprising that rule of law that is still active in the same manner. You think that rule of law is under attack, or democracy is under attack.
Okay.
You see, we may pick and choose when it is convenient to us. That for me is not a mark of principle. It is a mark of an unprincipled Democrat or someone who is not, a politician par excellence or word of sort. You just don't choose principles in that manner. You understand? Because how do you say that the same court process, is it because the ladies' government or parties in government and you think that the government has interfered? If you look at it from that converse perspective of the same issue, would we say that because her government was not in order, that's why she got convicted? It is neither here nor there.
Doc,
it's the same justice process. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. Oh, no, I just wanted you to end on that, and then we have just a few minutes to go so that we talk about the Interfaith Memorial Service that was held in honor of the fallen eight. And the bigger question is, have their memories been honored enough with the fight against Galamsey?
Well, the fight against Galamsey is still an ongoing process. So I think that the current government has been quite transparent about it, to the extent that the whole president will even suggest to all of us that, well, he cannot be hypocritical. He believes that his people are also involved, that his people coming from his party as well. So it is a multifaceted problem that ought to be confronted, not from a political perspective, but obviously from scientific, from communal, and so on and so forth. If we are able to do that, then obviously we are going to win the fight. As it stands now, I'm saying it's still a menace. It's a problem for all of us. But because it is economically tight, that is where the problem is. Whatever you do, somebody is angry and hungry at the same time. You don't expect the person to sit idle and die. And the lucrativeness of that particular job is quite inviting. But I think that so far, and I saw in the Ghanaian Times or so, one of the managing directors or so of Ghana Water Company saying that the water situation has improved. I was probably thinking that we was talking about the community, but I think maybe it was supply of water. But if the water situation has improved, then it means that the fight against Galamsey is rather improving. Others have their doubts, but probably we can only doubt it with superior data. That's why most often now when it comes to issues of Galamsey, I want to listen to Erastus, I want to listen to, Senior Jose, I want to listen to engineer, that I've forgotten his name.
But Doc, these persons you're referring to are the same people who are putting out posts that there are, illegal activities happening in several areas. In fact, and when you talk about political lines on this one, the current government came into government on the lines of the issues of Galamsey was an important part of their campaign when they were campaigning to get elected into government. And so with that, I do not really know how we can talk about that. But really, with what is happening and the arrest that we've seen Naimos, done over the past year or two, are you impressed? Because my concern is that you've arrested people who are engaged on the field, on the grounds, doing the work. Were they not sent by people? Were they not people who have, asked them to do this? The heavy machines that they're using, do we not have names behind those purchases? Why are we not going after such people to be able to honor the 8 people that we lost on this day last year? And so for me, I would say NIMOS is doing its work, but more needs to be done. The Cobra, a few months ago, began clearing up, but as it is now, it's a stand brown again. And so with that, would you say that it's still on the basis of, a few people that you want to hear from, or we really haven't done enough?
Well, Mr. President, I listened to one soldier who had fought the some years back. I wouldn't want to mention his name. But you see, you are looking at a situation where these people who are being according to him, entered the forest around 2, 3 a.m. when you are asleep. So it is not easy and simple. Anybody who says that the current government rode on the issue of Galamsey, it was part. It couldn't have been the only. There were so many mistakes the previous government made, for which reason Ghanaians decided not to renew their mandate. It cannot only be Galamsey. And you could see that the Galamsey is, to the extent that today Mr. Untimi is behind bars, and the sitting president then said, well, there's nothing Galamsey about Afunte's business. And the same, going back to 2013 down to 2019, now 2026, is now incarcerated. That should tell you that Trump does not have any expiry date. We still need to do more because people have been asking questions. Gold board, where did they get their gold from? It said small scale miners. Well, can we really clearly say that these small scale miners they are doing things that are only legal? Who are those people who are still being unpaid? By the time you say that, somebody has been reported, the group has been reported being unpaid somewhere. What is rather impressive about the current government is that whenever they hear something of that sort, they go there and scatter the operation of those people. That for me is quite encouraging. But as long as our water bodies remain polluted and our forests, under attack, there is need to still have a long way to go. But if you look at the trajectory of this current government, well, when they came, how many forests were under attack? They were able to retrieve, and it was left by about 3 or so, according to the minister. Apart from that, the LI that allowed people to enter, that allowed the president as a to strike easily enter the forest, that LI has equally been deleted from our books. That in itself is part of the fight against Galamsey. So that if anybody is found in any virgin forest, which means the president would not have given you that opportunity. Apart from that, before the previous government left, they had given unthinkable number in terms of licenses. Where do you think these people are going to work? The same land. So you will see that the current government will have a Herculean task on their hands to be able to fight this particular menace. As long as they are not relenting, if they were, then we would have also condemned them. But once they are all relenting, and they are going and even fighting some of their leaders in terms of Yamin and another person, though they are yet to be cleared or the investigation has not concluded, that in itself should tell you that they are not ready to shield. So I think that it's supposed to be a concerted effort on everyone, because when the poison does not select NDC or MPP, and that for me is my position.
Thank you, Dr. Jonathan Asante-Okyere is Executive Director of the African Center for Strategic Studies and a senior lecturer at the University of Cape Coast. And so this is where we wrap up the program for today. Many thanks for watching. But of course, I've seen the media relations officer for the Ministry of Lands, Pakwesi Shandorf, talking about the competitive fight that they have put on for Galamsey. I would say in honor of these persons that we lost, much more needs to be done. Really, much more needs to be done. Because a lot of things were promised to end this menace, but we haven't seen that. If we want to stop this, we know where to go. We know the head to cut off to stop this. He himself, Pakwesi Shandorf, had posted that he knows that there are people of high places who are involved in this. Why are we still here? Many thanks for watching. My name is Desmond Okrekodan, so have a good afternoon.
pulse of a nation, rising, unshaken. When the Black Stars take the world stage, we don't just play, we bring the storm. Fuel the dream. Support the Black Stars. Storm Energy Drink. Make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calcate Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calcates. Happy smile.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all, her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste. This advert is FDA approved.
Ghana, ya ho siesie ne sebi, ya mantem ne mpotemu siesie ne ho hia. Eno ntino join the Ghana Sanitation and Clean Environment. Sharing 21st of August ewo City Conference Center ewo Legon. Na yina yembesu yankwa yebefa so ayebetumi ama ahudie ene Ghana mantem ne mpotemu siesie ebema Ghana etumi afa ne ntuma papa efra. Entime yefa me Kate Chrema mebo hobi eno ntime ke sure se won so oba beka ye ho. Ni yina ya pre apɛ Ghana aho siesie ene ye ho gina ye eho ana muntu medase.
I've been to Liberia. The place was not as it is now. Life had not gotten back to normal. So you want very basic things to buy and they are not available. I remember the first time my colleagues and I saw ordinary vegetables. We were pretty excited. So I'll just encourage each of us in whatever sector we find ourselves, seek the path of peace. Chemical pathology basically is a branch of biochemistry that analyzes body fluids. We subject all these body fluids to chemical analysis for diagnostic and therapeutic purposes.
The PL Show is brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360 and Kel Kids Toothpaste.
Kel, happy smile. Are you ready to go on an adventure across Africa with your favorite twins? Yes, that's right. Nuzo and Namia are back. Join them on curious adventures full of wonder and discovery, unexpected friendships, big feelings, and stories that unlock the power of imagination. And for parents, every episode helps your children build literacy, comprehension, emotional learning, and confidence through storytelling they love. So come dream bigger, laugh louder, and explore a world of wonder with Nuzo and Namia. Find your nearest station and showtimes now at nuzoandnamia.com. Bye for now.
Nuzo and Namia, storytellers traveling with you.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Further strikes against Iran.
It's great to join you again. Thanks for the opportunity.